In the vast Warhammer 40K universe, Bjorn, a famed warrior of the Space Wolves Legion, was completely worn out after a long and brutal combat journey. His last conscious words were, "Don't put me in the Dreadnought sarcophagus. I want to die completely." Bjorn was a top-notch fighter in the Legion. He had led his comrades to victory in numerous battles across the galaxy. But in the 31st Millennium's rebellion war that shook the Imperium, he was gravely wounded. His injuries were so severe that no ordinary medical treatment could heal him. The Dreadnought sarcophagus became the only way to keep him alive. Despite this, Bjorn refused. As a bodyguard of the Primarch, after losing touch with the Primarch and seeing the Imperium fall apart, life and death no longer held much meaning for him. Death seemed like the best ending. When Bjorn lost consciousness, the Legion's apothecaries placed him in the Dreadnought. When he woke up, his body was encased in steel, and his hands were replaced by a heavy assault cannon and a power claw. Fortunately, his shield and wolf pelt, symbols of his past glories, stayed with him. Thus, Bjorn returned to the battlefield as a Dreadnought. In the 32nd Millennium, the planet Fenris faced an overwhelming threat. Magnus, the powerful Primarch, led a demon army to take revenge. He tricked the main force of the Space Wolves away from the planet and then invaded the Fang, the heart of the Space Wolves' power. Bjorn, who was sleeping in the Fang, was awakened. He immediately took charge of the counter-attack against Magnus. Bjorn knew that normal weapons like bolters and lasguns couldn't hurt Magnus much, but swords and flames could. With his power claw, he fought bravely against the Primarch. The power claw tore Magnus' armor, and the flamer burned his flesh. But Bjorn was no match for Magnus. His hands were cut off by the Primarch. Even so, he tried to sacrifice himself with Magnus, pushing his Dreadnought's engines to the limit. Just then, the Great Wolf led the reinforcements. Drop pods filled with Space Wolves arrived, and the battle against the Daemon Primarch continued.